completely changed when John went off, and the goal, not just John going off, but the goal and the manner of the goal as well, which is a really disappointing one for us. We've been great defensively all season. That's worked really hard for our defensive record, and to give such a cheap goal away and cheap goals right away through the game is hugely disappointing.
And you talked about that incident with John. What did you make of the incident, first of all, and how disappointing is it that he's now not available for the United game as well?
We always have to work in the present. I'm a bit sick and tired of people talking about, Champions League and Europe and what a great season we've had or we're having. This is what's happening in the present, and at the moment we've produced 2 bang average performances. So I work in the present, but I think from my point of view, the present was today's game, and did it affect it 100%? I expect my centre forward to John Egan if he was playing against John Egan, or jumping into their centre half. John's tried to take a quick free kick. The boys go hold of the ball. I've got no problem with that. It's part and parcel of the game. Referee pushes both players away and gets on with it. And we were both astonished, both myself and Steve, that they got yellow cards from it. I think Steve would be more delighted that John Egan has got a yellow than Joe Linton, because possibly Joe Linton ain't going to put himself on the line as much as John will. And obviously the second one was a definite yellow card, but the first one, it is just ridiculous. The game ain't changed that much, surely. And if it is, it's in a worse place from what it should be. 2 boys, not in front of 45, 50,000 people, showing a little bit of angst against each other, and just off managed by the referee, away we go, and he wasn't. And that's not the, does it play a part in the result? Well, of course it does, because we're a man light, and then we make a ridiculous mistake. So for me, it's a really, really poor decision.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Emma.
Bob Staten.
Chris, the red card, the goal, and then the chance for Billy Sharp. Is it fair to say 3 big moments in a short space of time really turned the game? Yeah,
huge moments. And do we want to go down to 10 men now? Of course we don't. Ender's made a poor mistake. He's been outstanding for us. And obviously Billy has as well. So you would expect the decision to be made the correct one. You deal with Ender's one. That's what happens. That's part and parcel of the game. You deal with that, and you deal with that disappointment. And Billy takes his chance. So yeah, in the short space of time, 3 big moments, and you're not expecting all 3 to go the way that you wanted to, but they have done. And the goals are poor from our point of view. I thought we looked sort of late on as well. And that's what disappoints me, because we haven't done for a long time, and it's something that I didn't enjoy, and the players understand that as well.
Do you just need to work through this? Is it about getting some games in the legs?
Yeah, I think the players need to give themselves a shake. We have to play at our maximum to get a result in this division, and we've had to get results in this division. We can't play at 75% or in second gear. There's going to be periods of games where that might happen. There might be periods in games or halves of games where, for us to get any type of result, we have to go at it full tilt, and we're just off the pace a bit at the moment for one reason or the other. I can't really put my finger on it, because physically the numbers stack up. We gave the ball away really cheaply today under no pressure, which is disappointing. We're not risking enough around the edge of the box, and we're not finding that quality. And the goals that we've conceded are really poor ones. We've not conceded goals like that in a group of goals for a very long time. There's certain goals that you could have done better with, but for 3 goals to go in the manner that they did, and how easy they did for Newcastle, not really had to work particularly hard to score their goals. And we said during the water break, even though we were 1-0 down, if we kept it tight and we opened up late on, then that, we'll ask a few questions. But the second goal really has killed us off, and that looks. I've not really looked back at that, but that looks a really poor goal from our point of view as well.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, Rob.
Matt Nash.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Chris. Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, obviously, has there been anything off the pitch this week with the 2 away games that's been hard in terms of preparation as well? Or has it all just been on the pitch that you're focusing on now, looking back?
It can't affect any of that. So if people want to use that, that's that. The old one, you can only control what controllable. So whatever happens off the pitch is, everybody's in the same situation. Steve today and his players, Dean on Wednesday night. We have to affect our performances individually, which they've not been up there yet. There's a few who are really, trying to find a bit of form, and as a team, there's certainly no flow to our play as there was in the period leading up to the lockdown. So it's sort of a double whammy really. We're not that fluent, and we're making individual mistakes, and we're not playing at the top of our game. So, and especially those teams that come up, and especially the teams like ourselves, we have to be absolutely at it. And you've seen with the teams that come up, if they're not at it, what's it going to be like for teams that in that top 4 or top 6 and established Premier League teams?
Is there anything you can put your finger on at all as to why that is, or are you kind of dumbfounded?
No, I can't. As I said, I didn't like, when the second went in and we looked a little bit sorry for ourselves. That looked the case, which I didn't enjoy, because we're not that type, or through experience we've not shown those signs through the period that I've been here. And we have had disappointing results, and we've had disappointing parts of games, but it was easy. It was an easy afternoon as soon as the second went in for Newcastle, and I felt that, and that's not being negative. I think if you've watched us and seen some of the decisions that we've made and positive outlook to games of football, that's certainly been the case. But I think even myself, I think when the second went in, thought this is a long way back for us, and the players. I took my feeling off what the players were producing, and that was that this game's beyond us, which it possibly was, and I didn't really enjoy that.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, Matt. Thanks.
Thanks all. Speak to you again soon. Thanks very much.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.